it's a tremendous thing for Havering. You know, we are a very large borough. We don't seem to get recognised by the government, but for what we get for our parks and our open spaces, it's absolutely tremendous. It's good for the children that go to our local schools because they can get involved in going to the parks, and it is tremendous for us because we have lots of things to do at weekends in our parks, and through the effort, through our workforce, it's a place to be proud of.
Well, we've invested heavily in the parks and the open spaces. When we done your council, your say 7 years ago, the number one thing that people said, the residents of Havering said, that they wanted parks and streets to be safe and clean, and that's what we've done. We've invested heavily into the parks, we've bought new equipment, and as you can see, we've gone from no green flags to 9 green flags in 8 years, and it's something we're trying to improve on. We want to get up to 12 green flags, and I'm sure we get there.
In one part of the borough, we have Bedfords Park, which has got deer in it, and that's been there for many, many years. That is a lovely place to go. That's where children can go because they've got a visiting centre. We've got Horticultural Park, which is another new centre we've got there. Once again, that is for children, for learning it. It's super. It's very difficult. We've got Bedfords Park. How beautiful that is, where they go fishing. And that is a well-respected place as well. Harrow Lodge is exactly the same, where we've got ponds and lots of activities for children. But I've got to say that Harrow Wood Park because that's my ward. But what happens there is so many volunteers get involved in doing that work that needs doing, because as I said earlier on, with our finances, we have to have volunteers working along beside our professional people, and it is a big part of community spirit.
10 years ago, when I first became a councillor, we did have a problem with graffiti, and some of our parks are in a pretty shabby state. But as we've cleaned them and improved them, the Friends of Parks have come on board, and that's all helped. And people local residents taking pride in their parks. They're getting involved, as I said, they're taking part. They're forming their own friends of groups. They're raising money. They're doing charity events, putting pressure on us to improve their park, and rightly so. 2007 we run Your Council, Your Say, and number one was parks and open spaces. People wanted them to be clean, safe and proud, and that's what our council motto is: clean, safe and proud. And of course, if you've got a clean and safe park, it attracts more people, it's self-policing, and you can see it's changed dramatically over the last 10 years. And look how wonderful it is. The sun's shining, you know, there's young families out, there's grandparents taking children out, it's wonderful.
Since 2007, when we got our first green flag, each year subsequently, we've added 2 more. And going forward, I think by the year 2018 we should have 14 or 15 green flags, which just shows what a green and pleasant open space this borough is, the borough of London Borough of Havering. It attracts people, visitors. Look at these parks, they're brilliant, they really are. And we're working on them all the time, really good.
Well, I think the community and the local residents play a vital part. We want them to get involved as much as possible. We want them to join and set up local friends groups, local park groups. We want them to have activities and use the parks. If it's used more, it's self-policing. So that's what we want to do. We want to get people involved. When we had the Queen's Diamond Jubilee and Olympics in 2012, we had the second amount of street parties and park passes in the country. And people come out and they had barbecues and they had fun days and activities in the local streets and parks, and it brought the community together.
Within our parks, we've had more planting of trees, we've had more planting of bulbs, which, as I said earlier on, it helps for the school children to get involved, which is a very, very big part of our community in our borough. And it means so much to us. The changes, we've had lots of plants, we've had new fences put in, we've had ponds cleared. It's been absolutely tremendous. And as Mayor, I really can't thank everybody for what they've actually done to make our borough and our parks a pride of London.